So far, there's been an onslaught of young newcomers dominating the early tournaments. Yeah! But tonight, experienced pros look to restore order.
I would love to win another bracelet.
7 bracelets have been won by this talented field, and confidence is running high.
This is the year of the fish, right?
Young players beware. Tonight, the old guard strikes back. Welcome to the Rio and the World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. This $5,000 Pot Limit Omaha with Rebuys final table has some of the best in the game.
Great players, Lon, but they haven't won here for a while. John Juanda, who's short-stacked, last won a bracelet in 2003. Devilfish Ulliott won his only bracelet in 1997. And Humberto Brenes, who's also short-stacked, won each of his bracelets in 1993.
Humberto, these blinds are very big. You've got very small chips. You should be playing quick. It's not smart to mess around, you know. Up to you. I don't care. I got lots of chips.
Devilfish urging the smaller stacks to hurry up and push and get this table short-handed, where hopefully he thinks his skill can take over, and Humberto's famous card sharks are indeed present. So, 2 players over the million chip mark, 3 excellent players getting short on chips as our final 9 get ready to decide who will win the bracelet. And that is Bert Boutin from nearby Henderson. He has 1 bracelet. He will fold. That is Robin Keston from London, a very famous player across the pond where Omaha is the game of choice. And on the Milwaukee's Best Light pocket cam, he has 2 kings and 2 sixes.
But remember, in Omaha, you can only use 2 cards from your hand and 3 from the board to make your best hand.
Oh, man, I can't even go all in now.
Short stack Juanda looking for any excuse to get all his chips in. Next to act from Philadelphia, PA, Cyrus Jamshidi. He's got a pair of 7s and some suited connectors.
Also remember, we're playing pot limit. In no limit, you can bet all your chips at any time. In pot limit, you can only bet up to the size of the pot.
Over to Humberto Brenes now from Costa Rica.
Let's see.
He folded.
How much can I make it there?
Well, Juanda's in the big blind.
I'm not going to do it.
And with those cards, I think he just wants to play for free. Or maybe draw 3 cards if he can.
Exactly, just queen high. So 3 players to the flop. Keston has the lead with the kings. Juanda is the short stack. The flop is 8 queen queen. Juanda flops trip queens.
Juanda turned rags to riches on that flop lot.
Yeah, he would have probably folded pre-flop had he not been in the big blind, but now bet 60,000.
And if you're Keston, when you miss the flop in Omaha, really it's time to just hit the road and just go see a nice show.
Well, Keston is going to be part of this show with kings and queens. Now he makes the 60,000 chip call. Jamshidi folds, so Juanda heads up against Keston. And a turn card, 10 of hearts. Juanda adds flush and straight draws. And he moves all in for his last 130,000.
Keston himself doesn't have many chips.
What do you have?
A problem.
Huh?
A problem.
Honest assessment.
Flop a straight?
Flopper straight? You'll be playing a lot of Omaha, huh? This is slow enough without conversations. It's slow enough.
Of course, with 8 queen queen, no one could have flopped a straight. You only can use 2 cards in your hand in Omaha.
Time.
What?
Calling it on myself. I'm calling time on myself. Okay?
He's calling the clock on himself, Lon. If I had done that in 1999, I wouldn't have gotten married again.
130, yeah?
130.
That's most of his stack. He'll make the
Full
call.
house? You say you flopped it. I have a queen.
Keston's a world-class Omaha player, but that's a bad call. So many hands could beat him. A queen, pocket 8s, pocket 10s. There's a straight showing out there now. And now Keston is going to need a king, and a king only, to knock out John Juanda.
Well, Norman, it looks like even Keston doesn't like the call he made. River card now, 5 of diamonds. You see the highlighted cards that make the player's best hand, but it's Juanda who doubles up.
What did you think he had, Robin? I think we should put a drug test on Robin. We better put a drug test on Robin, I think.
All right, you guys better watch out now.
Yeah, I'm scared.
I know you are.
Juanda frustrated he hasn't won a bracelet in 4 years. This is a good start.
Well, his last win was in Pot Limit Omaha. John's got some chips now to make some noise at this final table. Hello again, everybody. I'm Lon McCarron alongside Norman Chad. With the huge fields and influx of terrific young players, seeing established pros at a final table is no longer standard fare. But Norman, tonight, the pros are once again leading the way at this Omaha final table.
Lon, Omaha is the game of choice among many top pros. It's a game of variety, and what a variety of personality at this final table. The imperturbable John Juanda, the irrepressible Bert Boutan, the irascible Devilfish Ulliott, and of course, the incomparable and incomprehensible Humberto Brenes.
Well, the Costa Rican accent can be a bit thick at times, but he usually manages to get his point across. Bert Boutan won his one bracelet in Pot Limit Hold'em.
Yeah, I want a Red Bull. Red Bull.
Bert's drink of choice. They should just set him up with a Red Bull IV and cut out the middleman.
9 players left going for the bracelet from Las Vegas. Minh.
No bracelet here, but he's one of the best players around. He plays in the big game here in Las Vegas.
Got 2 pair, aces and 7s.
And you got aces in this game, Lon. You should always push with them. They lose a lot of value after the flop if 2 or 3 people are drawing at you.
And Lai will raise it up. Pot, you see the graphic says raise 105,000. He has raised it up to 105,000. Bert folded.
But he's on the move. He's always got itchy feet. It's got to be the Red Bull.
Keston, the short stack, is next. Got a pair of kings again.
Keston plays in the big game in London. Of course, the big game there is played on the wrong side of the street.
And he's going to move all in with his kings. Cyrus Jamshidi next to act. And he also has a pair of aces.
All the aces are gone.
I raise.
Jamshidi is going to raise it up.
Don't protect the suckers.
Jamshidi, a car dealer from Philly, finished 16th in the main event last year.
300.
He's going to make it 300 to play.
I'm out. Finished.
Devilfish folds, as does Eric Cajolet. Humberto.
Easy. The shark is not hungry in this moment.
Shark is not hungry.
Thank you for that translation.
Juanda with connectors. Queen high.
Oh, man, I would have loved to play this hand.
Juanda will fold. Larry Johnson from Sweden gets out of the way.
I call.
And Lai will make the call with his aces. 2 players all in, Lai and Keston.
Got it.
Kester.
You got 2 guys with aces.
You got 2 guys with aces. I've got a chance, yeah? I've got a chance. Huh?
Man, I should have played my hand. I wanted to play so badly.
Juanda would have had nice cards to play against those 3 hands. A couple of suited cards with a lot of connectors.
One time. One time. One time. One time. One time.
One time, Lon. Is that asking so much?
Diamonds.
How many times has he said that, though? 9, 10 deuce, couple of diamonds.
7. 7 or a diamond?
John Juanda would have hit 2 pair on that flop to take the lead. Keston picks up a diamond draw and a straight draw.
Diamond.
7 or a king?
Keston and Lai in for their tournament life. Now the turn card. Tray of hearts, no help to either.
There's a good chance we're going to have a split pot between Lai and Jamshidi. Remember, you can only play 2 cards in your hand in Omaha. They both have aces. Keston needs a king, a 7, or a diamond, or he's done.
River cards, a 6 of clubs, and there you see the highlighted cards used to make the best hands. Lai and Jamshidi split the pot with aces. Keston is gone.
For Keston, 2 hands, 2 losses. Too bad.
9th place and almost 58,000 for Keston. So a split pot between the pocket aces and Juanda. Well, he would have won the pot had he stuck around.
Good news, you can sit there and watch me now. You can sit there and watch me now.
Oh, I'm sure he'll stick around.
Devilfish looking to get in on the action and put on an Omaha clinic.
The World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light.
This is 006 chart. The chart is hungry. 007 is my new chart. So you can see, where is the camera, please? The chart is super chart 007. All right, my friend.
If it were up to me, those sharks would be in a shark soup in Applebee's. And then I'd never have to see them again.
But Humberto keeps making final tables, so you just have to deal with it. 8 players left here at the Rio, battling for this Pot Limit Omaha bracelet. Cyrus Jamshidi gives it up, blinds at 15 and 30,000. Devilfish Ulliott gives it up, as does Eric Cajolet.
Omaha line is favored outside of the U.S., so you expect to see an international field here.
Humberto Brenes says he's going to raise it up with that ace high.
He's got his little hand signals that are very Humberto-centric.
Humberto says he knows 10 players in Costa Rica who are better than the best U.S. Omaha player. That's how much it's played down there.
All right, my friend.
And Humberto's going to raise it up to 105,000.
Come on.
Strike up the band. Humberto's got a short stack, so he's decided to push with an ace, a couple of clubs, and a lot of high cards.
Humberto asking for a call.
Well, Humberto twisting in the wind.
Oh, he's reaching. What's he got? What do you think he's got?
I hope we don't see it.
Bhutan letting Humberto twist in the wind right now, but does fold.
No.
And he still brings out the shark.
Ah, man, I'm going to shove that reel over where you don't want it.
That one's shoving over. That shark will be.
Thank you.
Humberto will take the blinds and move forward.
When you win it with a little more.
I think I agree with Bert, but it's like the shark's got his tongue.
Grab that thing next time and just smack it right on his forehead. See how he does.
Humberto does take a lot of flack for those sharks, but manages to deflect most of it. And there is the bracelet they are all playing for. Cajolet and Ulliott still the only two over a million chips. Despite that small pot win, Humberto is the short stack of the final 8.
I'm happy today, Lon, because in a world of Hold'em hooligans, Omaha's a breath of fresh air.
got a head up for you and they won the bracelet in 2001.
Indeed, Bert went heads up against Devilfish when he won his only bracelet.
I've always had a bad record against Bert in the luck stakes.
No? You head up for him to beat him? You're the man.
You know, Lon, if Minh, Bert, and Devilfish have a conversation, I'm not sure who understands who.
Well, Omaha could be considered the United Nations of poker. John Juanda doubled up in the very first hand of this final table, got a few chips to play with. He can be more selective. And Bert folds. Action folded around to Devilfish. And Ulliott with a pair of queens and a couple of hearts.
Devilfish became a celebrity on the BBC's Late Night Poker. He's always thought you just can't throw your chips into the middle of the table. You got to do a little song and dance for the audience. Of course, right there, he just throws his chips into the middle of the table.
He makes the call. Blinds at 20 and 40,000 now. Montreal's Eric Cajolet in his first Pot Limit Omaha tournament. Makes a call from the small blind. Humberto Brenes, ace-king.
Well, here's another song and dance man from way back.
Humberto says, let's raise it up.
20.
He's raising pot.
And that means he's going to raise it up to 120,000.
I do, okay. And I bet this, okay?
If I get a chip in the pot, I'm coming. Let's go.
There you go.
Devilfish is going to play along.
I've had enough of this final already.
Cajolet now with a raise to him.
Cajolet really with not that strong of a hand. 80,000 might just be too rich for him. He
You
folds.
put that in the dark.
Of course.
You're not going to throw it away, right?
No, I bet. I bet now. I bet.
So let me see if I want to
I
call.
don't see this.
You don't mind if I see if I want to call?
I don't need this.
Humberto all in dark. And now the flop. Deuce 4-6.
That looks a pretty good flop for me.
It's possible.
Good flop for me. I call.
Okay, all in.
Okay, how much is it?
Humberto just with a straight draw. Ulliott picks up a flush draw. And, of course, his pair of queens are best right now.
No, I need a
100,000
seven.
more for the call.
Is that all you need?
Yeah,
What, a 7? That's not a heart?
yeah, or 3.
Oh, he's got a big hand there. Wow.
Yeah, what can I do, you?
Well, I got a 6, a flush draw, and 2 queens.
Okay, ace or king, 2.
Humberto in trouble here.
Give me a 7. Ace or king.
2 old war horses. Actually, both of them are just in their 50s, but a lot of mileage in those mouths.
Humberto all in and at risk. And now the turn
Give me
card.
a 7, okay?
Give him the 7 of hearts.
That would mean we have a foul deck. Devilfish already has that.
Where's that shark? Let me stick that shark where it belongs.
Challenge what did you?
All right, here we go to the turn card now.
Easy. 7.
9.
Close to a
All
7.
right. The last chance, sir.
Well, Humberto now, to stay alive, he's going to need an ace or a king or a 7 for a straight or a 3 for a straight, and, of course, it can't be a heart whatsoever.
River card
Come
now.
on.
Queen of Hearts, and Ulliott gets the flush, and he will eliminate Humberto Brenes in 8th place. Humberto will win almost $80,000.
Next time, sir. Okay, sir.
So Humberto and his Sharks take their leave from the Rio.
And Lon, I'm betting almost every player at this table's thinking, thank God the Sharks are gone.
Perhaps most of all, Devilfish Ulliott.
What can I do? No have too many chips, needs gambler.
Yeah, well, let's see that shark one more time before you go, buddy.
Yeah. The last in right, you see this in this tournament.
Thank you.
No problem.
Humberto's now cashed 46 times at the World Series. That's 5th all time.
You see what happens when the shark meets the devilfish, buddy? It's not even a fight.
There is indeed always a bigger fish in the ocean. Back at the Rio, this Pot Limit Omaha event is just one of 55 World Series of Poker tournaments this year. You can always find a big-name player in action. There is TJ Cloutier, winner of 6 World Series bracelets, and the big paws of the former Cal Bear football player rake in another pot. TJ hoping to make another final table. He does hold the World Series record with 39 final tables.
TJ runner-up twice in the main event.
Our coverage of the main event begins August 21st.
Hon, can you get me a candy bar? Get me a candy bar and like a whatchamacallit or something like that, and also get me water. Just get me a candy bar and milk. Let's go to the gift store over there. Candy bar, milk.
Candy bar, milk, and Red Bull. Breakfast of champions.
Ulliott getting his order in too, I guess.
What are you doing? We're having a private conversation, you didn't mind?
Devilfish's brashness gives him an advantage at the table, or maybe it's just the nickname.
Apparently the devilfish in Chinese is the blowfish. When they don't take the poison out, it kills them. The name Devilfish was given to me by a guy who used to run a game in Birmingham. It was a really tough game, and he decided that I was the most aggressive player in the game. You can definitely talk people off the game, you know, and you can get inside their heads, you know, and confuse them. Sure, you have 2 sevens if you want. You sucker. Double up and you play better. Yeah. But I like to try and be funny with it, you know, not just like screaming and shouting, look at me, get the camera over me, you know. I got a lot of one-liners and things. I said I was going to be in the gym every day. I walked in, but I didn't actually use it. I've got a sense of humour, and I've got no chance in the verbal stakes, you know. To set the traps for that wiggle through. I'm still totally fearless, so a little bit crazy.
Devilfish loves being the table bully. Heck, he once was a boxer and he was a nightclub bouncer, so he knows how to push people around.
Almost $826,000 for the winner, and right now Devilfish is the top dog. Eric Cajolet close behind. Action on Bert Boutin. Boutin with a couple of 9s, a couple of clubs.
Bert would make a cup of coffee a bit nervous.
He's going to make the call. Limps in for $40,000 over to Devilfish. He's got 2 6s and 2 4s.
Devilfish started playing cards as a teenager with friends on flat tombstones in a cemetery near their school.
Eric Cajolet, ace high, double suited with some straightening cards. 25-year-old who's had a very good year on poker circuit. He makes the call. Juanda from the big blind.
Now, last time this happened, 1 big blind, I doubled up, just to warn you guys.
That was hand number 1. He will check his option. 4-way action. Pocket 9s of Boutin right now lead pre-flop. And the flop is deuce 5-4. Cajolet flops the wheel to grab the lead.
And Devilfish gets a set of 4s.
Juanda first to act. And he checks. He has a straight draw. Boutin checks as well. Bad flop for Bert. Devilfish with that set of 4s, as you mentioned, is going to bet. Makes it $160,000 to play.
And if I'm Eric Cajolet, I would pop this baby right now. You'll get rid of the shoe clerks and crumb bums.
But Cajolet just calls.
Man, I'm in the big blind. Why couldn't I have that?
And that's too rich for Juanda, apparently. He does fold. Boutin folds, and the 2 top stacks now heads up.
And the 2 best hands are left as Bert Boutin wanders off, perhaps looking for a Red Bull outlet store.
Cajolet with the advantage. He's got the straight. And it's a jack of diamonds. No help to Devilfish, but there are 3 diamonds on the board.
That's a scare card for both of them. Neither has a diamond, and you have to worry that the other guy has them.
Devilfish checks it. Cajolet checks behind him. To the river now. The river card a 10 of clubs, and that gives Cajolet the check mark with the straight. He's got the best hand. Devilfish first to act, though. Cajolet with the check mark. Devilfish double-fisted makes it 400,000.
I think Devilfish believes he has the best hand. He figures he would have heard from Cajolet on the turn if Eric had the flush.
Oh, big bet to Cajolet, who had a great flop, and he folds.
Wow, whether Devilfish thought he had the best hand or not, he uses the big bet to take this pot down.
Flop the wheel.
And 2 pair.
I had a flush draw on a set of 4s.
Well, Cajolet had 2 pair, but he also had the wheel, and Devilfish had a set, but no flush draw.
Devilfish won that pot. Yes.
Less than impressive cheering section today for him.
If I win it, I'll have a few more friends, I bet, don't you?
Welcome back to the Rio. 7 players left battling for this Pot Limit Omaha bracelet, and our chip leader, Devilfish Ulliott, in a good mood.
I like this dealer. I like this dealer. Don't bring the other one back. I don't like it too much. Don't get excited.
Devilfish likes winking. You know, I think winking went out of style like before swingers.
Burt Boutin on the Milwaukee's Best Light Pocket Cam is ace high, and he's double suited.
Burt Boutin likes to gamble. Stockbroker, sports bettor, poker player.
He'll limp in with that hand. Over to Devilfish. Ace high and some clubs. And he says, let's raise it up. The Pot Limit Omaha veteran is going to raise it up to 180,000. Cajolet folds. Action on Juanda. And he gives it up.
Larry Johnson, there on the right, looks good, Lon, but eventually his cards better start looking good.
Indeed. He does fold those to Minh Lai, who did finish runner-up to Doyle Brunson when Doyle won his 10th bracelet. Couple of kings, a 10 and a 7.
Men getting short stacked.
Keep calling, you might as well just go all in.
See, Minh has no idea what he just said. Neither do I. I'm terrible with Yorkshire accents. Minh is considering going all in here, as I believe Devilfish has suggested.
Devilfish never lacking for advice for the other players. Minh folds it.
Good discipline on Minh's part there.
Boutin needs 140,000 more to make the call. And Burt indeed will commit the chips.
Burt a 3-2 favorite. Devilfish has ace-king suited, but with Boutin's ace, he's double suited with better connectors.
And the flop is 9 deuce ace. Boutin flops aces up, and he moves all in.
I call.
And Devilfish will pay 265,000 more to call the all-in. Devilfish with a pair of aces and the nut flush draw.
Come on, no club, no club, no king. Come on, hold him, hold him.
Bert's a lucky guy.
Devilfish an economy of motion while Burt Boutin wanders Clark County.
Boutin all in for his tournament life with his business partner Steve Coach looking on. Trying to hang on.
Come on, just make it easy at 9.
Give it to me.
And on the run, Burt Boutin.
It's a club.
It is an 8 of hearts on the turn. No help to Devilfish.
Burt's like a third base coach who won't stay in the third base coach's box.
All right, he needs to survive one more card.
Devilfish can knock Burt out with a king or a club on the river.
And now the river card. It is a 3 of diamonds. 2 pair for Ulliott, but they fall to the better 2 pair of Burt Boutin.
How much is that?
So Burt Boutin doubles up, and he is sitting pretty, or at least standing pretty, with almost 1 million chips. And winning that hand against Devilfish is a great reminder to Burt how he won his bracelet by beating Ulliott 6 years ago.
Devilfish and I were heads up in the Pot Limit Hold'em 2001 event. We were having a lot of fun together.
He was running around the table like a lunatic, you know. And every time he put a bet in, he ran around the table twice.
I had a commanding chip lead on him, like 9-1 lead. He came all the way back, singing to the crowd, being the character he is.
I got a suitcase full of dollars that I took off the Yanks. Okay, that's enough.
I find him very amusing. I mean, we get along. We're friends.
Bert's a lunatic.
Not good friends, but we're friends.
You know, I told him to stop drinking the Red Bull because he was already, I mean, you don't need wings, he's already hitting the ceiling, you know? Yeah, Bert always looks like, you know, next time you see him, he's going to be in a straitjacket. He's a better player than he actually looks, you know?
I want to go all in.
I mean, to look at him, the way he jumps around and twitches and that, you know, he's a strange character, but, you know, he knows where he's at in the game. He knows what he's doing.
Bhutan looks nervous, but he is seldom unnerved at the table. This is his 4th World Series final table.
Coming down the perfect flop. Absolutely. Perfect flop. Go for loser, you don't get the money.
Me and you, Devilfish, heads up.
I'm sure Devilfish would love the opportunity to go heads up against Bert Bhutan one more time and exact some revenge for the loss he suffered at Bert's hands. And right now, Ulliott with the chip lead. Bhutan in 3rd.
And you see that note on Devilfish. Since he won his bracelet in 1997, he's been very frustrated. He has finished 2nd 4 times in World Series events.
And he also has a 3rd place, so close a lot, and only 1 cigar for Devilfish Ulliott, who will fold his hand over to Eric Cajolet.
Cajolet apparently expecting a cold wave here in the desert.
Pair of 10s and a couple of spades. And Eric raises it up. He makes it $125,000 to play. Juanda has a hand now, a couple of aces.
And look at Johnson there on the right line. I think he's just here modeling.
He's ready to fold. Looks like he's preparing to fold already. And he does fold when Juanda says raise.
Wow.
And Juanda moves all in.
How much am I going to raise?
That is the question in Pot Limit. He raised it another $215,000. Jamshidi folds back to Cajolet.
Come on, Eric. I need a courtesy double up.
Juanda would have the advantage here, but if he could, he'd pay Cajolet to muck right down.
Cajolet has a lot of chips. Does he want to gamble? He does indeed. This is the degree all-in moment. John Juanda at risk.
2 pairs.
Well, he can only play one of those pairs. You can only play 2 cards in your hand in Omaha.
I don't want you to have this kind of hand.
Juanda with the advantage with a pair of aces.
But Juanda knows there are a lot of flops he doesn't want to see against Cajolet's hand.
So Cajolet with an opportunity to take out a triple bracelet winner in John Juanda.
Oh, John.
$700,000 in this pot.
Good luck to you, too.
If only they meant it.
Let's stop it right here. I already have 2 pairs. What do you have?
Jack 9.
Small.
Here's the flop.
Oh, Jack 9.
It's the Jack 9.
Oh, Lord.
That's so sick.
Cajolet with a straight draw, but Juanda still leads.
Juanda still leads, but Cajolet with more than a straight draw. It's a wrap. It's what I call a nuclear wrap. 4 cards can make his straight.
That's so sick.
There's 2 8, 2 10s there.
If Juanda can hang on, he will jump a few places on the leaderboard, but he's worried. Turn card, 4 of diamonds, no help to Cajolet.
Juanda hasn't survived yet, but his prognosis has improved. Cajolet needs an 8,
Headerboard.
a 10, a queen, or a king to make a straight and knock out John Juanda.
River card now.
Small.
Oh, it's a queen, and Cajolet gets the degree check mark with a king high straight and knocks off John Juanda.
Juanda's 18th final table, but no 4th bracelet.
7th place and over $107,000 for Juanda, knocked out by Cajolet.
You're a little bit of a lucky bastard, huh?
You said so.
Excuse me?
I said if you said so.
While Devilfish turns his aim towards Cajolet, John Juanda heads for the rail after losing the uphill battle at this Omaha final table.
The Degree All-In Moment is brought to you by Degree Men. More power than you need. One day you'll need it. The World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. Player of the Year.
2 great players, 2 best friends. Only 1 bracelet up for grabs at the shootout final table.
Good man. Good luck to you.
Eric Lindgren was seeking his first ever World Series of Poker bracelet, but his quest ended early when he finished in 8th place. Before the World Series started, Daniel Negreanu proclaimed this would be the year to win his 4th bracelet, and he seemed to be on his way.
Might be in some trouble this time. I got a feeling you're going to lose like 120,000.
But he, too, fell short, finishing 3rd.
Good luck, kid.
In the end, it was Don Baruch who outlasted these 2 poker pros and the rest of the final table to take home his first World Series of Poker bracelet. So as we look at the Player of the Year leaderboard, Tom Schneider with a win and a 4th place finish is on top of the poker world with 155 points. World champions Greg Raymer and Phil Hellmuth also on that leaderboard with 105 points each.
Minh, you have to really stop crowding this area.
No, they had a straight chip.
This is right here.
But that's mine.
Yeah, this is my area.
But they had a chip over there. They had to put the corner. That's why you don't got more room. You know what I'm saying? Small one.
6-handed, boys. Plenty of room for everyone. Devilfish thought this was his tournament to lose, and he is still our chip leader. Sirish Jamshidi will begin the action with pocket aces again.
Jamshidi plays in a lot of home games, also likes to play in Atlantic City.
Is announced.
160, right?
Pot size raise.
140, make it, buddy.
And he'll make it 140,000 to play with his double suited aces. Action on Devilfish Ulliott. Devilfish with suited connectors high and low.
He used to beat the home games in his hometown of Hull so badly they would move the games around so he couldn't find them.
He eventually did find them, and then they banned him from a lot of those games. He will make the call of 140,000. Action folds around to Bert Boutin in the big blind. He gives it up. So Jamshidi and Ulliott heads up to the flop. Jamshidi with the advantage.
Wouldn't that be great, though, Steve? Me and Devilfish heads up. I brought the bracelet. I want to whip it out and say, remember when I won this?
I'm sure Devilfish will really appreciate that.
Jamshidi with the 2 aces leads. The flop is 10, tray, 4. Jamshidi has the best hand with the pocket aces, but a lot of draws for Devilfish.
I bet the pot.
And Devilfish bets the pot, 340,000.
This is a typical Omaha hand. Jamshidi still ahead with the aces, but Devilfish is favored with a flush draw and a straight draw. And in Omaha, you don't bluff so much as you semi-bluff. You bet on the big draws. And if I'm Jamshidi, I would muck this. He just didn't get much of that flop.
340,000 to play for Sirish Jamshidi.
And you see Bert pacing the maternity ward. He's not even in the hand, but he's jumpy.
The call.
Jamshidi will make the call.
You're not going all in?
Actually, that is curious. Jamshidi doesn't have that much left in calling this.
Did you mean to go all in?
Yeah.
Yeah? It was? Oh, okay.
It's in.
You don't want to put it in there? Okay. I guess I better put it in as well.
And now Ulliott putting in the bet that he actually had initiated.
Well, Devilfish would have preferred if Jamshidi didn't even call there.
105.
105. Oh, well, you still got a bit left.
Ulliott a favorite here with his draws, but he still doesn't have a hand yet.
And now the turn card is another 4 that misses Devilfish, so Jamshidi now in better position. He checks it.
Cool.
Devilfish thought Jamshidi was going to push there.
Well, Devilfish knows Jamshidi isn't going anywhere now, so there's no reason for him to bet without a hand.
River card is a jack, and Jamshidi now with the check mark moves all in. Devilfish will call him, making jacks up on the river. And Jamshidi flips over, his aces up.
Straight draw and a flush draw, guys, and we missed a lot, don't we?
Yep.
We missed a lot.
Devilfish missed the lot. Jamshidi will win the lot. And that means a million chip pot to Sirish Jamshidi.
And a subdued celebration from Jamshidi.
And with that big stumble, Eric Cajolet becomes the table's chip leader. Jamshidi now over 1 million chips in second place, while Dave Ulliott, the former chip leader, drops to third after giving up more than a third of his chips.
The World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light.
Welcome back to the Rio, and goodbye to Larry Johnson. The Swede goes out in 6th place.
Johnson never had a chance. Good-looking fellow, though.
He was done in by Sirish Jamshidi and is now patented pocket aces. Jamshidi is really becoming a factor at this Omaha final table.
Don't get free with aces, huh?
Those 2 have the chips. I have a real shot. I'm almost 900.
Bhutan and Devilfish could be headed for another heads-up clash.
Scramble him up, will you, buddy? Come on. Give him a big scramble. You keep dealing over it.
Well, Devilfish can get after you, whether you're a player or a dealer, whenever his mood strikes. And out in the Rio Poker Room, the biggest bad boy of them all, Phil Hellmuth, seems about ready to boil over into one of his notorious rants.
It's just so sick to my stomach. God, if they bluff off 25,000, they would have 3.
It's impossible to ignore the poker Bratlon, and over the years, we've developed a certain rivalry.
And that is the subject of this edition of The Nuts. Heads Up with Norm and Chad.
I can dodge bullets, baby.
Cosell had Ali, and well, I'm stuck with Phil Hellmuth.
What a joke.
Over the years, I've had no problem calling him on his ridiculous boasts and rants. You can actually hear Phil Hellmuth thinking to himself that he's the best player at the table.
I gotta tell you, Norman Chad, if you're rooting for me to go out early.
Is he talking to me? But now I'm giving him a chance to take shots at me. He claims he was a successful ultimate Frisbee player, so I'm giving him 1 Frisbee and 10 throws. My defense is nothing more than 15 yards and some very witty t-shirts. Poker rat. You couldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat.
Come on, what is this? This is BS, man. Is he gonna escape without being hit once? Norman, if I don't hit you in the next 2, I'm going into the pool with my clothes on.
Ooh, I'm shaking. Medic to the pool area. That was bull. Thanks, Phil. There will be no Chad offspring.
I got to be honest, though, 1 Chad is more than enough for most people to take Norman.
Good for you.
Eric Cajolet and Cyrus Jamshidi in a tight race for the leadership at this Pot Limit Omaha final table. Former chip leader Devilfish Ulliott now at an even million. Bert Bhutan in 4th place. Minh Lai is the short stack. Action now on Cyrus Jamshidi with the blinds at 30 and 60,000. Jamshidi will fold. Now Devilfish, desperately wanting to get the chip lead back. Suited connectors with a 9 high. And he's going to limp in. Cajolet folds. Minh with an ace and some straightening possibilities. He also limps in. Bert Bhutan with a hand made for the big blind.
He's happy to play for free at this point.
Let's rock and roll, boys.
3 to the flop. Minh Lai with the lead right now.
Not much to rock and roll with. Somebody looking to get lucky on this flop.
The flop is Jack 7-6. Ulliott with a draw and 2 pair.
Well, it was a raggedy flop, and it actually hit all 3 rag hands. Minh Lai with top pair, top kicker.
And he is reaching for chips. He's going to make it 105,000 to play.
Can't blame Minh Lai for that bet. Gotta believe he's got the best hand.
Next in line, Bert Bhutan.
180?
105, I'm sorry, 105.
Bert with a pair of 7s and an up and down straight draw.
I want to raise it.
And Bert with that hand is going to raise the action. Bert makes it 390,000.
I'm all in.
And Dave Ulliott's going to turn up the heat.
A good read from Devilfish.
Minh Lai got out of the way. Bert Bhutan calls him. Bhutan at risk and trailing.
Omaha hands sometimes are like Rorschach tests. They're tough to figure out. They're taking a look to see who's ahead. And, of course, it's Devilfish with 2 pair.
I like my hand.
Indeed he does.
Come on, one time. Let me beat Betty.
He would love to get back at Bert Bhutan here and retake the chip lead. That is Bert's fiancée, Sue Ellie Moses. She knows her man's in trouble.
And Bert is not on the move for this one. All in for his tournament life.
A Jack of 419. We don't want to see any of that.
Any one of those cards would trump Ulliott's hand.
And now the turn card. And there's the 9!
Oh, boy.
Wow.
The straight for Bhutan, and Devilfish now could be crippled if he doesn't rally back.
Bert Bhutan on the verge of taking over the chip leadership.
And Devilfish on the verge of a bad mood.
Wow, I had him in such bad shape here. Huh? Disgusting. I saw this. Yeah, don't.
If we get a 10 on the river, we'd have a split pot. They both have identical straights. Otherwise, Devilfish needs a 7 or a 6 to knock out Bert Bhutan.
And now the river card.
Disgusting.
It is a queen, and the queen high straight now wins the hand for Bhutan. He more than doubles up. And Devilfish Ulliott, once the chip leader, is indeed crippled.
Yeah, he was in good shape.
Crippled and in a crappy mood.
You got all your morons over there screaming.
Hey, buddy, those are American morons. Lay off.
What a win for Bert Bhutan.
It's amazing. As soon as this guy sits down to deal, and I'll jack a 4 or 9, and I can't avoid it. Huh?
I think Devilfish could use a Red Bull.
Nobody is safe when he gets in one of his dark moods.
Well played, Bet. Well played. That's the best way to do it. Get it in there with a piece of and get lucky, buddy.
Not exactly a clinic on how to
70.
lose with grace.
Like you do every time against me. There you go. Give it to the player over there. Well played.
Wow.
Well,
like you haven't got lucky. I've seen you put in more garbage to get here.
Let's get on with it. Let's get on with it, bro.
Yeah, that's.
You had a good hand. Well played.
Thanks.
You know, Devilfish actually strikes me as a more profane Phil Hellmuth when he takes a bad beat.
That's just like disgusting.
Well, some people around the world eat raw devilfish. Steaming devilfish, not that appetizing. Back inside the Rio, Bert Bhutan still celebrating his big win over Dave Devilfish Ulliott, leaving Ulliott the short stack.
And Devilfish looks like she wants to borrow one of Humberto Brenes' sharks to eat Bert.
All right, so with 5 players left, Ulliott is the short stack. Bert Bhutan, $1.8 million. Cajolet and Jamshidi fighting for second. A crestfallen Ulliott now fighting for survival.
That's what I said about these blinds. They're ridiculous. You know, you get one hand and you're out. $1 million gone, boom.
Get out the violins.
Ulliott with 2 pair, kings and 9s. And he's going to move all in his last $155,000.
Come on, somebody call me. Anybody but Bet, he's too lucky.
Devilfish is all in for 155.
Does Bert have a hand to finish the job?
Finish him off, Bert. Finish him off with that cheese. I can't do it.
He's going to fold. Jamshidi now. Jamshidi pocket aces again.
Obviously, he'll call, and Devilfish is not going to like this when he sees aces again with Jamshidi.
I can't believe it. Jamshidi pocket aces and double suited. David Devilfish Ulliott may be completing his free fall here at this final table. All in and way behind.
Disgusting.
It's like old times, bud. Get the bus going for tonight.
I wish I could be a good loser, but I just can't bring myself to be a good loser, you know. I play so bad and get so lucky. Sickening. I'm not about you. You always get it in with aces. I'm not talking about you.
I know.
You're the best hand. Good luck to you. Well played. I hope you win it if I go. Well played. Cold egg, baby.
Boy, one tough beat, and the tough guy cries into the night.
I don't even want to win it. I don't want to. Just want to go.
Now the flop, and there's a 9. Well, nothing going his way. He wants to leave, and Ulliott gets a set of 9s.
He's looking for Cirrus not to hit an ace so he can double up.
I don't care. Let him hit it. I don't care. Let me get out of here. I really don't.
He used to be the big stack. Now he's a blues singer.
What am I supposed to do there? I had a big rap at that time.
Rap?
I mean, not big rap, but I had a hand. What am I supposed to be able to do? Just let myself blind off?
I just called, buddy. No problem.
You called me.
I had the best number.
I know, but how am I supposed to know that?
Well, no problem. I just said no problem. Well played. No problem.
Right? I mean,
no problem. I don't like to lose. I mean, I can't help it. Good losers are usually people who are used to it. I'm not.
I guess Devilfish is used to being a jerk at the table.
Never been a good loser.
Yeah, he's about to double up through Jamshidi if Jamshidi does not improve.
Ace of clubs.
Calling for an ace for Jamshidi. It's a 6. No help to Cirrus.
Devilfish still rooting against himself. Jamshidi needs an ace to take Devilfish out of his misery.
River card is a 3 of diamonds, and now we all have to suffer David Devilfish Ulliott a little while longer as he does survive.
Amazing.
So despite his desires, Devilfish Ulliott will keep his seat at this final table, which is led at the moment by his arch rival, Bert Boutan.
Let's go. Let's rock and
5
roll.
players left in contention for this Pot Limit Omaha bracelet at the World Series of Poker.
Double up the deal.
Kramer wins it all.
Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy!
I can dodge bullets, baby.
This is beyond fairy tale. It's inconceivable.
There it is. Doyle's done it. This is the greatest tournament in the world.
You guys better watch out now.
The $5,000 Pot Limit Omaha final table has had its share of drama and tension.
Oh, man, I'm going to just grab that thing next time and just smack it right on his forehead.
So far, the game got the better of one of its best. The cards drowned the shark, and another fish was nearly fried.
Well played, Bet. That's the best way to do it. Get in there with a piece of... Get lucky, buddy.
Now, 5 players remain.
Let's rock and roll, boys.
And what happens next is anyone's guess. But one thing's for sure, for one of these men, one bracelet awaits.
Let's get on with it. Let's get on with it.
Welcome back to the World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light, where inside the Rio, we are set to rejoin this $5,000 Pot Limit Omaha final table.
Devilfish Ulliott, the short stack, still alive after just doubling up.
What a game, huh? What a game this is.
And there's Bert Boutan, who beat Devilfish heads up when he won a bracelet in 2001.
I will never forget this, guys.
Well, Bert's on top of the world. He's got the chip lead. Devilfish still steaming.
Every time we see each other, we remember this.
Yeah, Devilfish is steaming because a lot of Bert's chips used to belong to him. Devilfish started this final table as the chip leader. Now the short stack. Bert Boutan, Cirrus Jamshidi, Eric Cagelet, all fighting for that chip lead. Minh Lyon, 4th, Dave Ulliott under 200,000. There is Cirrus Jamshidi, a 50-year-old car dealer from Philadelphia. We've seen him catch pocket aces 4 times now on the Milwaukee's Best Light Pocket Cam. Only 1 ace, double suited with some connectors.
Remember, in Omaha, you can use only 2 cards out of your hand.
Jamshidi's going to raise it up to 210,000. Now Devilfish, the short stack, pair of kings with suited connectors.
And Devilfish right off the bat here with a tough decision for all his chips. Kings are okay 5-handed, but he doesn't have a lot to go along with it.
You can't have aces every time, can you, bro?
Wow. Happens.
A short while ago, Jamshidi did have aces, but Ulliott cracked those aces and doubled up.
Gamble. You may win.
And it would be a gamble. Those kings, pretty much a coin flip against Jamshidi's hand. And as usual, Bert Boutan taking in the many sights and sounds of the Rio. It's all the world under one roof, Lon.
If you got aces, you got me in bad shape, buddy.
Devilfish is going to move all in again.
Back over to Eric in the small blind. Eric,
He says, whatever you got, but I'm going with my kings.
Turn him up, guys. Let's see him.
Oh, I got him right this time. No aces. You had aces at all?
Devilfish happy with what he sees.
But Ulliott's got a tough road in front of him, all in. Jamshidi with a great drawing hand, double suited, and straightening cards.
All right, Devilfish all in. Here's the flop. It is 8-5-7. Devilfish adds a straight draw to his kings.
Wow, straight draw too.
Devilfish happy goes from a coin flip to being a 3-1 favorite.
Cirrus has ace high.
Cirrus has nothing.
So far.
He's still probably odds on.
Still 1 ace. Put 1 ace down, close the case.
Devilfish still thinks he's going to get outdrawn. Tray of hearts, and now Jamshidi with 4 hearts to a flush.
Oh, what a difference a card makes. Ulliott's still ahead with the kings, but they shouldn't look over their shoulder. If Jamshidi pairs any one of his whole cards, the ace, the queen, the jack, or the 3, he's a winner. Or if he hits a heart on the river, Devilfish is done.
6 of heart.
He's gone from 2 outs to 19
Make him have a straight also.
No, I got the king. 2 outs. He's got 2 out from 2 outs to having 18 outs. That's not bad, eh?
18 of the 40 cards left in the deck would end Devilfish's day. You've got to love Omaha.
River card now is a 6 of spades. Ulliott will stick around. You see the highlighted cards are the ones used to make a player's best hand. With the 9-7, Ulliott gets a straight.
Supposed to be hard. Hey, baby, you get the chips back one by one, huh?
Yeah, that's the only way I do it. You got to chop the head off, baby.
If you chop his head off, I don't think he can curse anymore.
There was all sweat on me on the table. I know that. These dirty.
Devilfish is sticking around and might once again be a factor at this table. Hello, everybody. Along with Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. Norman, this final table began with a promise of top pros playing great poker. Well, we've had that and a whole lot more, as this wide variety of personalities has led to a wide variety of confrontations.
Lon, I'm going to be watching Devilfish Ulliott, who keeps bumping into Bert Boutan, and eventually push might lead to shove, might lead to something not too nice. Hey, who knows? By the end of the night, Devilfish might have his second bracelet, or he might have criminal charges pending.
Well, so far he has not caused that much trouble, but he sure can stir the pot.
Anybody raises this, I'm never going to get a better chance to double up, so don't be doing it. I'm getting the right price. Look, there's 90 in there now.
Sounding the warning.
I'm getting the right price to call with anything.
He's coming after him, Norman. 25-year-old Eric Cagelet from Montreal, poker pro. Pair of 6s and suited connectors.
In Omaha, the best starting hand you can have is ace, ace, king, king, double suited, or ace, ace, jack 10 double suited.
The aggressive Cagelet raises it up to 200,000. Minh Lai will fold. Bert Boutan gets out of the way. Now Cyrus Jamshidi gives up his cards. Back to Devilfish. He's in the big blind with pocket aces, double suited.
Devilfish once ran a pawn shop. He now owns a jewelry business.
And he moves everything he's got into the pot. 410,000. Cagelet will need 210,000 more to call, and he does indeed call.
Cagelet with the type of hand you want to crack aces. In Hold'em, you just get 2 whole cards. In Omaha, you're looking at 6 2-card combinations. It's a winter wonderland.
Cagelet behind.
I'm happy.
But with a chance to knock off Devilfish. Devilfish happy? Is that what he said?
And here comes the flop.
Wow, here's our flop now.
Make it nice and big, buddy, please. 1 time for the fish.
And it is big. Devilfish gets another ace for a set.
He got his 1 time.
A little bit bigger now. No, don't be putting any 8s over it.
Now the fun starts. What does everybody need to beat the other player?
Sweat, at least something can sweat.
No, don't give me anything to sweat.
Yeah, we can do
Okay, give me a sweat. Give me 6.
Yeah. All right, 6 is all right.
6 is good. Because you 1 out.
6 is good. I'm going to have 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, no, don't give me 6. I was joking.
The man who knows everything made a mistake.
Just pay the board. Let's get this over with. Come on.
Devilfish in good shape to double up. Turn card. There's a 6.
You want a 6, you got a 6.
Eric now has an up and down straight.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
8 or 3 or last 6.
Still ahead with 3 of a kind.
Cagelet with an up and down straight draw now.
I've seen the movie.
Cagelet can knock Devilfish out with a 3 or an 8 for a straight, or the last 6 in the deck for quads.
River card is a jack of hearts, and Ulliott will double up again. Wow, down to 160,000 not long ago. He's now at 850,000. What a ride.
Wow, what a time to find the old boots. I did say leave that big blind alone, didn't I, guys?
Actually, he has said a lot of things, some of them unprintable.
Well, fish. See? We're back in bank business.
I'm not a favorite again.
Well, he did count himself out once from this final table, but now Devilfish is flush and chips again, and he's in pretty good shape.
The World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light.
Welcome back inside the Rio. Action at this final table already underway. Minh Lai moved all in with ace-high suited connectors. Eric Cajolet with ace-high double-suited hole cards made the call of $320,000 more to put Minh Lai at risk. Minh Lai does not improve. He'll be our fifth-place finisher. The flop is King 5 Queen. All clubs. Cajolet with the nut flush.
And all but over for Minh Lai. He'd need running cards to make a full house or quads now. The numbers say there's a 2% chance of that. I say it's impossible.
Minh Lai in deep, deep trouble. Turn card now. Deuce of spades, and that will end it right there. Minh Lai drawing dead. Eric Cajolet wins the pot and eliminates Minh Lai in fifth place.
Never knew it hit him.
Minh Lai will take home almost $175,000. Eric Cajolet now the chip leader, over $2 million at this Pot Limit Omaha final table.
An international field here. There are a lot of accents at this table, plus Bert Boutan, who has his own body language.
All of Bert's final tables at the World Series have come in pot limit events. He's king high, double suited. Blinds are at 30 and 60,000. He'll limp in for 60. Jamshidi now folds to Devilfish Ulliott. Devilfish has been a doubling up maniac. Queen high.
Let's go.
With some connecting cards.
Don't raise me, I don't raise bet.
From the big blind, he will check his option. Boutan and Ulliott dancing once again. The flop, ace, deuce, 7. Both pick up a pair of 7s. Checks his hand.
Bert about midway through his quota of 15 to 20 Red Bulls a day.
Almost put down on with an ace, huh?
Bert will wait for the UN translator before he responds. Boutan has checked also.
Turn card now. King of diamonds gives Boutan the check mark with kings up. Nothing can help Ulliott.
Guess we'll find out, buddy.
But he'll stab anyway with 125,000 chip bet.
And I don't think Devilfish is going to like what he's going to find out.
Look at Bert doing the move on me. He's trying to double me.
I'm going to raise it.
And a raise.
Well, Devilfish was the one making a move. Bert's making a legitimate raise.
A raise to 400,000. It would cost Devilfish $275 to call.
Now remember, Devilfish drawing dead.
And rightly, he will give it up. Albeit quietly. Bhutan's crowd happy about that, as they always are with every hand he wins.
The monkeys are back.
Hey, those are made in America monkeys, pal. Lay off. We don't answer to the Brits anymore, do we? They got bupkis.
Hey, they got Posh and Bex. Oh. Sorry.
Well, left at this table line, we got one American, one Englishman, one Canadian, and one Iranian who now lives in America, Mr. Jamshidi.
And Mr. Jamshidi will not play, nor will the Englishman, Mr. Ulliott. Our Canadian, though, Eric Cajolet with 2 jacks and 2 hearts from the small blind, will limp in.
Is Cajolet expecting snow anytime soon?
You like that knit calf, huh? Bert Boutan now.
Raise it.
He's got pocket kings, and he's double suited. From the big blind, announces a raise. And he'll make it 120,000 total. Cost Cajolet 60 more. Cajolet will easily toss in the 60 and will go to the flop. Boutan with the advantage, 6-7-4. Bhutan's kings keep the lead.
Cajolet does pair his 6, but he's still way behind.
He checks it. And Bert will check also.
Bert content to see a free card.
And it is a jack of hearts. Cajolet does get a set of jacks on the turn.
Boy, Cajolet hits gin on the turn line, a set of jacks and a flush draw.
And with that hand, Cajolet can be aggressive, and he bets 200,000.
And Bert Boutan doesn't know it, but he is dead to a king. A king, the only card in the deck that could pull this hand out for him. This would be a good fold for Bert, if indeed he is folding.
Looks like he's slapping his cards like, darn it. And he does fold. That's a good Omaha play. Cajolet takes the pot.
Pocket kings look good in Hold'em, but in Omaha, they shrink against that board. A lot of ways you could lose.
Bert got out just in time. Cajolet beginning to show some muscle. This former bodybuilder moves closer to his first World Series bracelet.
The World Series of Poker Player of the Year.
So far, the Rio has been more like the International House of Poker, and this year, bracelets will be heading to many different corners of the globe. Of course, it was Ireland's Kieran O'Leary who kicked things off. Alex Krepchenko took the $1,500 Omaha 8 or better event, and in doing so became the first Russian ever to win a World Series bracelet. Jason Warner from Canada won the $1,500 No Limit Hold'em six-handed bracelet.
It's insane. It's only my second event ever.
Michael Kiner brought the $1,500 seven-card stud bracelet to Germany. And Francois Safadine from Lebanon won the $2,500 No Limit event. The World Series of Poker, indeed. So as we look at the Player of the Year leaderboard, it is a poker Cold War at the top. Tom Schneider from the U.S. in first place. Second place is Krepchenko.
We'd better keep the Player of the Year right here in the U.S. of A, Lon. Poker's our game, baby.
Eric Cajolet trying to take this bracelet to Canada. Lines at 30 and 60,000. Pot Limit Omaha. Final table.
Canada schmanada. Look at Cajolet. It's like he's expecting one of those Canadian cold fronts to hit the Rio poker room any moment.
He's going to raise it up with his pair of tens to 200,000. Next in line, Bert Boutin, pocket jacks, and a couple of diamonds.
As you know, Lon, I like a man in a jacket.
From the small blind, he commits the extra 170,000. Jamshidi now with two kings and two trays, and he will play along. Three-way action.
Damn, give me my cards back, please.
Devilfish wants four-way action.
Can I take my hand back and play it?
Devilfish used to wear a suit and tie a lot. He's now gone more youthful with his look.
We all do as we get older, don't we? The flop now is ace, 7, 10. Cajolet gets the best of that with a set of tens and a spade flush draw.
What, you think Cajolet likes that flop? Tremendous for him.
Bert checked. Jamshidi checks.
300.
Cajolet loves to be aggressive, and he's got the cards to do so. 300,000 into a 600,000 chip pot.
Could have slow played here, but he doesn't want anybody picking up some type of cheap straight down the road.
And Bert will give up his hand. Up to Jamshidi now. Says, no, too much for me. And Eric Cajolet will take the pot.
I tell you, these Canadians, they never go to war. But like you say, they're pretty aggressive on the felt, Alon.
Well, since Cajolet's first World Series cash in 2006, he has been on a tear with almost $700,000 in tournament earnings. He extends his chip lead here over $2.5 million. Devilfish still the short stack.
And still to me, Lon, Jamshidi, and Cajolet just feel like extras here. I'm just waiting around for Bert and Devilfish to square off for this bracelet.
Bert and Jamshidi fold to Devilfish. Devilfish with ace high and some diamonds from the small blind. He limps in. Now to Cajolet, the table leader right now. From the big blind, king high, a couple of diamonds.
And Cajolet has checked and will take a free flop.
The flop is 7 jack king. Cajolet flops 2 pair. Ulliott with the flush draw and the straight draw. Devilfish checks it. Cajolet now with kings up. He's going to make 100,000 to play. And Devilfish says, I'll play with more. He moves all in.
Yeah, without pause, Devilfish check raises all in.
And Cajolet will call the 215,000 and put Devilfish at risk again.
I got the up and down straight draw and the flush draw.
Again, you see the power of a drawing hand in Omaha. Cajolet with 2 pair, but Ulliott with ace high at the moment in a coin flip to beat him.
Even money.
Yes, it is 50-50, and Cajolet not looking comfortable.
Let's put a king.
That would give Cajolet a full house.
Come on, boys. You want a diamond? What do you want?
You want a king?
Want a diamond, an 8 or a queen? Diamond, 8, queen.
And now our turn card.
Come on, do it one time for me, buddy.
He got his one time earlier, didn't he?
And he gets the queen for the ace-high straight.
Boy, Devilfish has been a doubling up circus act, Lon, and he's exulting in his straight right now. Cajolet can still make a full house with a king or jack on the river to knock out Devilfish Ulliott.
He's one tough Brit to get rid of. River card, 10 of clubs, and again, Ulliott doubles up through Cajolet. So the chip leader gives up more to Devilfish, a very dangerous player.
Just when I thought it was safe to go in the water,
And that puts a little more wind in the sails of Ulliott as he regains his fighting spirit.
Yeah, we might just win this from after.
Back inside the Rio, after Eric Cajolet gave a lot of his chips to Devilfish, Bert Boutin has taken over the chip lead. Cyrus Jamshidi is the short stack right now. The blinds are up to 40 and 80,000. Cajolet releases his hand. Boutin now. Jack high and double suited.
Bert plays almost every weekend in a high-stakes cash game here in Las Vegas at the Venetian.
Cyrus Jamshidi from the small blind, ace high, good connecting cards.
And Jamshidi, who calls, prefers playing at the Taj in Atlantic City. Then there's Devilfish, who travels the world looking for people to antagonize.
Pair of nines and double suited from the big blind. He checks his option. The flop, queen, 7, king, rainbow. Jamshidi pairs his queen and gets an ace-high straight draw.
Pot. 200.
And he does bet pot, 240,000.
Devilfish gets out of the way. And over to Bert Boutin, who is drawing to the nuts. He can still make an ace-high straight, so he will play.
Jamshidi with the advantage. These two now going to the turn. Jamshidi has the queens. Both have a straight draw. Now the turn card is an ace, and Boutin hits Broadway.
Boy, bad news for Jamshidi. He's made aces up.
And Jamshidi moved all in. Bert Boutin called him immediately.
Got the nuts.
And Bert in good shape now to knock off Cyrus Jamshidi.
What a bad turn for Jamshidi. The card that gives him aces up gives Boutin the ace-high straight.
A million chips riding on the river card.
Come on, no ace, no queen.
Jamshidi needs an ace or a queen to make a full house, or a jack would give both of them the same ace-high straight. Otherwise, Jamshidi is wamboozled.
Come on, Ben, let's walk around a bit. Come on. Come on.
Bert with his usual workout routine. Devilfish, I don't think, has walked this much since World War II.
All right. One more card to come. Jamshidi's tournament life at stake. And now the river card is a jack. Oh, and a split pot. Jamshidi lives.
They both have the ace-high straight. Bert not happy. The monkeys don't like half a banana either.
Oh, baby. That's...
Jamshidi can't believe it.
It should be better. It was ace or queen. But it's okay. I'll take that.
Bert doesn't like taking that.
Looks like somebody stole his last Red Bull. And that's as much emotion as you'll see from Jamshidi. He's a far cry from what's become the norm in the poker room.
Bingo! Yes! Come on! Yes!
My personality at poker table, very calm, very quiet.
Would you like me to call?
I'm not that known because I'm not the one who's dancing or jumping on table and carrying a shark or whatever. I don't want to be very famous. I'm a family man. I try to just stay the way I am. I like to play poker just as hobby and nothing more to it.
Come on, you give me one honest answer.
I love to win. That's why I'm here. If I have to be famous, I have to be. I cannot stop that.
Cyrus is famous enough with his wife and 3 children because he supports them with his car dealership. Poker's just a hobby, but he did finish 16th in the main event last year.
Bert Boutin now, our chip leader. Double suited with connecting cards.
Bert's hand is going to need a friendly flop.
He does limp in. Devilfish from the small blind. Ace, king, and a couple of diamonds. Cost him $40,000 to call, and he will do just that. Eric Cajolet, ace, queen, and a couple of clubs from the big blind. He'll check his option, 3 to the flop.
3 modest hands seeking shelter, or a good flop.
And the flop, 9, queen, 7. Cajolet comes up big again with a pair of queens and the better club flush draw. Devilfish checks it to Cajolet.
180.
180,000.
Cajolet will bet it, 180,000.
Sure, with top pair and top kicker, he likes it.
Bert Boutin now,
Now, Bert got the type of flop he was looking for, but he's in trouble here.
He has the lesser club flush draw to Cajolet and a straight draw. He calls. Devilfish folds. So it'll be Cajolet and Bert Boutin to the turn. Boutin looking for help. Turn card is a jack of hearts. No help to Boutin.
Cajolet has picked up a straight draw to go along with his flush draw and queens.
He checks to Boutin.
Boutin is assembling chips. And you see from the percentages, I mean, he can only win with an 8 for a straight, and it can't be an 8 of clubs.
Well, maybe he can win by pushing Cajolet off his hand. $400,000 to Cajolet.
It's hard to push Cajolet off of this. He's got the queens, he's got the better hand and the better draw.
Cajolet gives it up.
He was swaggle-foostlon.
We saw him do the same thing to a big bet from Devilfish, and now it is Bert Boutin who forces a fold from Cajolet.
And the monkey cage is rattling.
Some great poker by Boutin. Takes a bite out of the Canadian's chip stack. Inside the Rio, four-handed at this Pot Limit Omaha final table, led right now by Bert Boutin.
Remember this one?
Bert trying to get Ulliott's goat by flashing the bracelet he won against Devilfish 6 years ago. Just the latest barb in a string of prickly events that have marked this final table.
Yeah, I want a Red Bull. Me and you, Devilfish, heads up.
As long as it's not me and you, I don't mind. Good call, Betty.
Hold him, hold him.
Give it to me. Devilfish won that pot. Yes.
I'm gonna raise it.
I'm all in. I am in such bad shape here. What the Give it to the player over there. Well played.
Like you haven't got lucky.
Play so bad and get so lucky. Sick.
They say they're friends, but Lon, I just don't think you're going to find Bert and Devilfish sharing a cabana on the Riviera.
These two are like oil and malt vinegar. Devilfish will give it up. Action over to Eric Cajolet.
Now, you know I would have dinner with Eric Cajolet anytime if he would take his knit cap off.
He holds queen high with middle connectors. And Cajolet
240.
is going to raise it up to $240,000. Aggressive pre-flop. Bert Boutin will fold.
Bert always looks to be on the edge of something.
Cyrus Jamshidi, pair of kings and suited connectors. He's going to make the call.
Somewhat a raise with that. Jamshidi's been quite conservative here, and it's gotten him this far.
From the big blind, it cost him $160,000 more. Jamshidi, with those kings, has the advantage over Cajolet. These two go to the flop. Flop is 7, deuce, 8. Cajolet with a diamond flush draw and a straight draw. They both paired their 7.
I'm all in.
And Jamshidi moves all in.
Well, he had only 5 big bets left, and I guess he decided to wait no longer.
Trying to get something going with the short stack. Cajolet makes the call, $410,000 more. And Cajolet, though he's behind right now, has the better drawing hand.
Jamshidi's kings very vulnerable here. Not the best spot for him for all his chips, but he's just a 3-2 underdog.
Cajolet with a chance to knock off Jamshidi.
Let's put a diamond there.
And a lot of help out there for Cajolet to do it.
Just a diamond.
Turn card now. Ace of clubs misses Cajolet, so Jamshidi's pocket kings stand taller.
Minus 6, queen, 9, 5s.
A lot of cards for Cajolet. He needs a 6 for a straight, queen 9 or 5 for 2 pair, or a diamond to knock out Jamshidi.
And the river is the ace of diamonds. Cajolet hits the flush. Cyrus Jamshidi gone. Jamshidi never looked comfortable with those kings, and he got caught by the flush. He'll go out in 4th place and win almost $231,000.
Cajolet with a premium drawing hand there. Another example of how in Omaha a drawing hand can just blow past a big pocket pair.
So Jamshidi hits the rail. We're now 3-handed for this Pot Limit Omaha bracelet.
And Lon, if these Canadians win any more pots, we might want to think about putting a wall up on that border.
Eric Cajolet is the chip leader. Bhutan at $2 million. And look at Devilfish, once on the mat, now with $1.4 million.
If you beat me, you're going to get executed on the wheel.
I have no idea what he just said.
Now, if you beat me, good luck to you. What can I do about it? I can't do out about it, buddy. Call.
He's going to call. Double suited with connectors to Cajolet. Ace high and also double suited.
We've got a Yorkshire accent, a French-Canadian accent, and then we've got Red Bull Bert.
From the small blind, Cajolet checked now to Bert Bhutan in the big blind. He's got king high and some small diamonds, and he will check his option, and all three will see the flop. Right now, Cajolet with the ace high, double suited cards has the advantage going to the flop. Flop is Queen 8 Jack. Again, Cajolet loves that flop. He paired his 8 and has the nut flush draw.
Cajolet and Bhutan both check.
Ulliott now with a lesser flush draw. That's $125,000. Cajolet is right behind him, makes the call. Bhutan gets out of the way. Two players to the turn. Cajolet with a big advantage on Devilfish. Turn card 9 of hearts, and Devilfish gets some help with the straight draw. Cajolet checks again.
I'm kind of surprised Devilfish just checked because he picked up the straight draw, but he's decided not to semi-bluff here.
River card for free. 7 of spades, and the river card gets Devilfish the 9 high straight.
Whew. They say you get what you pay for, but for free, Devilfish got the best hand.
And Cajolet's going to bet at him.
Now, this doesn't look good. He actually didn't bet when he had the best hand on the turn, and now he's going to bet when he's beat.
Only a pair of 8s makes it $260 to go.
Devilfish might not raise here because he might fear a bigger straight.
He does indeed just call. And Cajolet will see that he has been beat.
Boy, a couple of missteps in that hand for Cajolet, and Ulliott drags in a $1 million chip pot. Devilfish wiggles off the hook again.
Just when I thought it was safe to go in the water.
Comeback for Ulliott. Not long ago, short stacked all in, a 2-to-1 dog. Now close to 2 million chips.
The World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Lights.
Welcome back inside the Rio Poker Room. Of course, other tournaments going on all the time here. 55 different events at this year's World Series. And we do catch up with Johnny Chan, who's trying to catch Phil Hellmuth in the race for most bracelets. 2 of Chan's 10 bracelets have been won in Pot Limit Omaha. Here's a look at bracelets won in non-hold'em events. Billy Baxter has 7 total bracelets, all won in non-hold'em games.
Of course, Phil Hellmuth's 11 bracelets are all in hold'em. I have as many bracelets as he does in non-hold'em events. 0!
Bhutan looking for his second World Series bracelet. He's got king-high suited connectors from the small blind. He will limp in. Ulliott with low-end connectors checks his option from the big blind.
The 2 cat burglars will go head-to-head.
Flop 10, Queen 10, and Bhutan gets the check mark, hitting a full boat. And he checks. Ulliott now. We've seen him stab at some pots. He'll do it again, $125,000.
Bert gets exactly what he wanted for Devilfish to make a move. And that flop line is about as far away from Devilfish as can be and still be in the state of Nevada.
I got a 10, but I don't want to get you no free cards out of flush draw or straight, buddy. Don't get busy, I'm coming.
Devilfish posturing as if he's strong.
I got the 10 ball. Oh, he's just calling.
Bert's just going to call.
2 players to the turn.
See how much more he can get out of Devilfish on the turn. Ace of clubs. Bert first to act again. We'll let Devilfish drive the action again.
Yeah, Bert will wait and see if he can get Devilfish to bite once again. And Devilfish, with no part of that board, does he really want to take another stab?
Now he is going to try to push Bert, it looks like. $250,000.
Boy, and Devilfish has picked the wrong time to bluff. He couldn't buy this pot if Warren Buffett floated him alone.
Bert is dancing inside, makes the call, and Devilfish folded.
That's hilarious. You don't see that a lot, Lon. He mucks his hand before the river when Bert called.
He's a smart man. He knew he was beat.
This will make the dogs back a bit.
Who let the dogs out?
You're a Cataract.
I have never seen that.
A cataract, buddy.
One of the greatest moves I've ever seen. He knew he was deader than dead and gets rid of it with a card to come.
You're the one bluffing at it. I mean, what do you...
Well, you can't always have an on, can you, buddy? Yeah? Always?
Well, Devilfish can always be entertaining at a poker table. Continuing the action, Ulliott with jack-high connectors from the button.
Devilfish used to play 5-card draw on his lunch hour at work as a teenager, and he took everybody's money. Now he just tries to take everybody's money everywhere.
He limps in. 80,000 is the big blind right now to Cajolet in the small blind. Ace-high connectors. Says bet pot. He's going to raise it up.
Cajolet, an Omaha tournament novice, but he knows his cards are pretty good here, three-handed.
He'll raise it up, make it 320,000 total. Bert Boutin next to act in the big blind. And will not commit the chips, give up the big blind. Ulliott needs 240 more and does make the call. Two players will see the flop.
I got a feeling about this one, boys.
Devilfish Ulliott has been all over the leaderboard at this final table, top to bottom. Now he is one of our final three. Here we go to the flop. 8, deuce, 6, a pair of eights for Cajolet, but a monster drawing hand for Devilfish.
Devilfish with a flush draw and a big-time straight draw.
And another pot bet from Cajolet. That's 720,000.
It's more than 40, no?
Top pair and top kicker for Cajolet.
I'm all in.
And Devilfish is going to push it all in.
Devilfish doesn't have a hand yet, just a big draw. Still a good spot to go all in.
Fade me, though.
And a tough decision for Cajolet against a top Omaha player.
Looks like 4.
And Cajolet says, let's gamble. This is the degree all-in moment. Devilfish all in, but with plenty of outs.
Eric Cajolet has made the call.
Well, I like my hand, buddy.
You like or you don't like?
I love my hand.
Well, he should like it. He shouldn't love it until he makes it.
Devilfish.
The slow reveal of Devilfish's hand.
Come on, man.
He fans it out. And what a big hand this is. If Devilfish loses, he's out. If he wins, he's the chip leader as he flexes his muscles.
An up and down straight? That's a wrap, buddy.
An up and down straight draw means 2 cards can make your hand. A wrap means 3 different cards can make your straight.
And some good wishes from Boutin for Devilfish. He'd love to go heads up against Devilfish one more time. Turn card now. 3 of clubs, not what Devilfish was looking for.
Pair that board one time.
No, Devilfish's hopes now are diminished to stay alive. Cajolet's pair of eights are holding up.
I want Devilfish to win it. I'll play him heads up.
Devilfish needs a spade or a 5, 7, or 10 for a straight, or he is gone.
And now the river card. The deuce is a blank for Ulliott. Cajolet earns the degree check mark and knocks off Dave Devilfish Ulliott.
And Cajolet has knocked off 3 straight players here at the final table.
Devilfish began this final table as the chip leader, almost went out in 5th place before storming back, only to fall short of his ultimate goal while finishing in 3rd place and winning almost $333,000.
Joking. 1-8.
Devilfish clearly upset and disappointed.
Devilfish with a string of frustrating final table finishes. He's had 4 seconds and 2/3 since winning a bracelet 10 years ago.
Eric Cajolet will be the chip leader as we go heads up.
The Degree All-In Moment is brought to you by Degree Men. More power than you need. One day you'll need it.
To go with an hand like that against 1-8, I'm probably going to go and knock somebody's teeth out. These guys, they're not Omaha players. I think they're playing Oldham, But based on the play, I reckon the dealer will probably win. Both will put the money in with terrible, and got lucky. Probably going to go get drunk. Never mind, guys, that's poker, huh? That's show business. See you later.
You know, along the course of history would have changed if Devilfish had been Winston Churchill's speechwriter.
That is the Pot Limit Omaha bracelet. Sitting nearby soon, it will be on the wrist of one of our two finalists, Eric Cagelet, right now, with the upper hand, 3.2 million chips to 2.4 million for Bert Boutan.
Cagelet, the Canadian pro, a former bartender looking for his first bracelet at his first final table. Boutan, the jittery stockbroker, looking for his second bracelet.
On the Milwaukee's Best Side Pocket Cam, we open up heads up. Bert Boutan has ace-high connectors, couple of spades.
Boutan doesn't trade anymore. He just does his own investments and handles a couple of big clients.
And he will call the big blind. Cagelet with 2 8s and 2 5s will check his option. So here we go. Our first flop of heads up. It is 8 ace deuce. Cagelet collects another 8 for a set.
And a big flop for Boutan. He's got a pair of aces and a nut flush draw.
Cagelet checks it to Bert. Boutan will bet $125,000. And Norman, I can't imagine Cagelet letting this go quietly. Let's see if he fires back.
I raise.
And he will indeed raise it. Cagelet has been very aggressive in the later stages of this final table. And he's going to make it $500,000 total.
Eric is going to raise an additional
$375,000 more to Boutan.
Boutan's got to step gingerly here.
And he is going to re-raise it.
He wants to raise.
Well, he's in knee-deep now.
Let's go, Bert!
And the Peanut Gallery on their feet. Bert Boutan is going to turn up the heat and make it $1 million more.
1 million?
Bert is going to raise an additional $1 million.
I'm all in.
And Cagelet moves all in. That would put Boutan all in, and he is now at risk.
Oh. And Bert Boutan overplayed his hand and got in so deep, I guess he decided to gamble for the rest of his chips.
Boutan, a 2-1 underdog right now. At risk of elimination, Cagelet on the verge of his first bracelet.
Boy, we can't keep these bracelets in the U.S., Lon. I mean, Cagelet is going to become the second Canadian winner at this year's World Series.
And they know, and heads up hand number one, it could be all over for their man, Bert Boutan.
Cagelet knows he's a 2-1 favorite to end this thing in a hurry. Boutan distraught, but he knew right there it was shove it all in or muck the hand. He decided to go with it.
All right, the turn card now is a spade! And Boutan comes back to hit the flush!
Oh, now he comes back to the table like nothing happened.
Oh, he's not at the finish line yet.
Come on, pair that board, buddy. Pair that board.
Yeah, if the board pairs, Cagelet can still make a full house or quads, and the bracelet would be his.
And it is a queen of clubs. Boutan hangs on. Wow, almost $5 million in that pot. Bert Boutan is our leader now.
Boy, did I see Devilfish in there?
Eric Cagelet is stunned and crippled.
Tough blow for Cagelet.
Wow. Bert Boutan now in good shape to pick up his second World Series bracelet. Cagelet, Norman, had seemed destined to win this thing. He had such a great tournament year coming into the World Series. Was in terrific shape, and that blow is going to hurt. Cagelet now from the small blind as we continue. Said he's going to bet the pot with a pair of sevens and a couple of spades. He's going to make it $360,000 to play, and Bert Boutan says, I'm not going to play.
One Bert Boutan won his bracelet in 2001. Devilfish was second, and Men the Master Win was third. There's an uppity threesome for you.
Nothing but good spirits over in the Bert Boutan cheering section. Blinds are at 60 and 120,000. Bert Boutan with ace high, some connectors, and a couple of spades will limp in from the small blind. And Eric Cagelet also ace queen with a couple of hearts. He's going to raise it up. It'll cost Bert Boutan another $240,000 to stay in the hand, and he will make the call.
Cagelet with a hangdog look right now. Down 6-1 in chips, but he can rally back.
The flop, 5 ace jack all clubs, both pair their aces. Cagelet moves all in. He also has a straight draw. Bhutan would need 340,000 from that massive chip stack to make the call. Does Bert want to try to finish it right now?
Okay, I call.
Yeah, he will make the call.
Cajolet at risk. We have a real decent chance of a split pot here. Cajolet with the better drawing hand. You mentioned he's drawing to a straight. Both have aces with the queen kicker right now.
Cajolet all in would take a split pot right here, but hopes to get lucky to take it all.
Can go 10, buddy.
Come on, 7, 8,
10.
7 or 8. 7, 8, 7, 8.
Bert looking for aces up with a 7 or an 8.
7 or 8. Come on, baby.
Can go 10.
Cajolet looking for something to go his way here, heads up.
And here comes the turn card.
And now the turn card. Oh, and the luck hits Bhutan. He pairs his 7.
And nothing Cajolet can do, Lon. He's gotten his money in with the best of it twice in a row against Bhutan.
Bert Bhutan now 1 card away from his 2nd bracelet.
Put a picture there. Paint it.
A jack or a queen splits the pot. A king or a 10 wins it for Cajolet. Otherwise, Bhutan is the champion.
River card is a 4 of spades, and Bhutan is the champion.
I thought he was going to do the Lampo leap.
Bert Bhutan finds some validation with his 2nd World Series bracelet.
You will take home $483,755.
And the ape house nearly swallows up Bert Bhutan.
In 2nd place at almost $484,000 for Eric Cajolet on Bert Bhutan's night. At the start of this final table, Bert Bhutan was seated among some of the game's top players, but was not seated for long. Bhutan wandered and watched as one by one those players fell. But in between his walks around the table and run-ins with Devilfish, he collected chips, caught some cards, and outlasted everyone.
To win something like this is truly an amazing accomplishment.
And now he's walking away from the table as a 2-time bracelet winner.
I guess I'm considered a poker player now.
For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. See you next time from the World Series of Poker.